this has been a pretty fun week of football last week. Everyone here so far had a team that's, uh, you know, I can't even say that. I'm a big fat liar. The Bears and Vikings are the only teams that won because the NFC North is an absolute gauntlet. And then we have the Seahawks who just, they tried but they failed. And then the Vikings were on a bye. But we do have a guest today, which we'll get to them. But it'll be fun. But before anything, hello everyone. Welcome to the Untitled Sickcos Project. I am Bears fan. Not funny of the group.
I'm Carsausage, certified Hampton Inn yeller abouter.
Oh, I am Nickman. Luke Getzey makes my eyes bleed, and this time it's not the Bears' fault for that.
Hi, I am the MaskedAura, and I'm a masochist because I'm playing Overwatch.
Boo!
I must get the Discord kitten tag.
And today, we don't have Juggerbear or Noah, but we have someone else very special.
My
would
mom
you like
says
to?
I'm special.
This is a very safe place. You can be open about any comments that you have. Feel free to speak your truth.
I'm Valente, and Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen is a domestic terrorist, and I have to watch. I have to watch this domestic terrorism happen for 3 hours a week, and nobody's doing anything about it.
He's a domestic terrorist.
I mean,
and
there's the lie.
There is. I looked at it. No lies detected.
And normally, we don't talk, we're talking about Thursday Night Football. If something big happens, we'll briefly mention it. But with our guests, I feel like we can't neglect Thursday Night Football. You know what, Valente? Feel free to speak your truth.
Fuck your shit.
I mean, you said we can't neglect much Thursday Night Football. I wish we could. To be honest, I would really love to neglect Thursday Night Football, but I had to sit there and watch that for 3 hours, and I just honestly, I'm out of words at this point. I feel like I've said everything that you could possibly say about Dennis Allen.
Show on the doll where he heard you.
I mean, I was on here, like a month ago, and I said some funny shit about Dennis Allen way before this started.
I wonder who influenced it.
And I said Dennis Allen touched me. Yeah, I'm not dropping those charges. Those charges are staying.
Stop it, Dennis Allen. Stop everybody being so mean, Dennis Allen. Stop it.
I'm immune to pain at this point because I've had Dennis Allen, in my dreams, my nightmares, if you will, for what's about to be 3 full years now.
And I'm giving up for Clint Kubiak for taking 3 games, being really good at them, and then immediately transforming back into Pete Carmichael.
Oh yeah, this is one of those I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids moments. Because we've pretty much seen Clint Kubiak transform into Pete Carmichael. Like there was, I would say, probably 3 weeks ago against the Eagles, and I'll give Clint Kubiak his credit, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We were really injured in almost every phase of the offense. But it just, whenever his main guy in the game plan gets injured, like for example, Taysom Hill against the Falcons, for the longest time, you can look this up. Taysom Hill has like Hall of Fame stats against the Falcons, if you will. And, you know, they used him, and then he got injured, and it just seemed like nothing changed, right? When you're game planning around someone like Taysom Hill, you gotta be able to, you know, move past it, because, I mean, let's be honest, Taysom Hill's good at a lot of things, but he's not great at one thing. And the main thing that Taysom Hill does is run from the quarterback spot.
Yeah.
But with Clint Kubiak, he was expanded. He was fullback for like the first time in his career. So he was playing a lot more. He was running back, he was tight end and receiver that entire game, and he only played like a quarter and a half. So he had seen a lot more of a load than previously. And with that, you could definitely expect some sort of injury to come, especially with his history of injuries, even with a smaller load. But the point is, Clint Kubiak has a problem adjusting when shit goes wrong.
Yeah, I can attest to that as a fellow Clint Kubiak survivor. You know, my name is Spencer Young, and Clint Kubiak was my offensive coordinator in 2021. And, you know, pretty much I knew from the get-go that, you know,
My skills are still needed.
I wanted to say Kamala Harris for some reason. Alvin Kamara was going to get a lot of yards this year, and that, you know, the game plan wouldn't deviate very much from Alvin Kamara go burn.
Yeah, and that's how it was for the first 4 weeks. And in a way, you know, offensively it worked. The defense is getting worse. But the thing with Clint is if someone gets injured, he doesn't know how to adjust accordingly. Like, for example, week 3, Eric McCoy goes out, and he completely shuffles up the entire offensive line. If I remember this correctly, I'm gonna look it up to make sure, but Lucas Patrick, who we signed from the Bears, which, you know, yeah,
Telltale sign number 1. Telltale sign number 1 that you're fucking up.
Well, alright, so here's the thing. Lucas Patrick was doing really good for the first 2 weeks until he had to be moved. So Lucas
And
Patrick
let me guess,
played
they tried.
both right guard and center in the Eagles game.
I want to guess. Did he end up starting at right guard at first?
No, center section.
I was gonna say that.
Our right guard Caesar Ruiz, and we'll get into all that because the whole line shuffling is probably the worst of it with something like honestly.
Yeah, I seem to remember a lot of that, and also, you know, like, our game plan, like, totally fell apart when, we had to switch from, Kirk Cousins to Sean Mannion during the, Packers game in Lambeau. You know, that was just...
But, the Eagles game, Eric McCoy gets hurt first quarter, or first drive even, I think it was the first minute and a half. And, you know, up to that point, you know, they were running really well. They were creating good games. They were getting car time.
Did you just say lanes?
Yeah, running lanes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're giving Alvin Kamara running lanes.
Yeah.
That's what I said. But, and then Eric McCoy gets out and you start shuffling everything up. Like, for example, the offensive line looks like this. Fuaga left tackle, Patrick left guard, Eric McCoy center, Cesar Ruiz right guard, and then Trevor Penning right tackle. So, after Eric McCoy gets injured, you move left guard Lucas Patrick into center. You move, I believe you brought in Nick Saldivari, I think, for left guard, who hasn't played a single snap in his NFL career up to that point. And then everything else stays the same. So it's not much different, but Nick Salderberry throughout most of last
chance
season
of success. Let's keep it up.
was a backup tackle, I think. I might be wrong,
Topping you up.
but
I can fix
point is, whenever we had to shuffle with the offensive line, like Clint Kubiak just didn't know what he was doing. He was putting. I think his first mistake was moving Lucas Patrick to center whenever we had a more experienced center. At right guard. You know, he played, I believe, most of his first 2 years at center. Season release. And then let's see, I'm trying to remember all this. It's hard to remember. You know, not that I want to remember it, but
my skills are still needed.
yeah, Lucas Patrick the center. And the thing about it is that the team had learned to play very left-handed, if you know what I mean. So they use the left side of the field a lot more than the right side of the field. And then that's when Alvin Kamara starts running to the right side. They start changing everything up to the right side. They start playing to the weak side. And it didn't make sense. Like, for example, I love Trevor Penning, right? He's done, and I never thought I'd say that, but he's done incredible this year, and I never thought I'd say that Trevor Penning was not the liability. But running towards him isn't really the best idea. And then running towards your, I guess, like, placement center, I don't know what the word is for that. Your fill-in center. I just don't agree with running towards their best players. So it was either run up middle towards Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, or run to the right to your weakest offensive lineman. Because at the time, while Trevor Penning wasn't doing bad, he was the weakest link on the offensive line. I know
Well,
it sounds
also
really
too,
bad.
I just want to say, wasn't Trevor Penning's thing like he was a good pass blocker coming out of college?
2, 2, 1.
I don't even know. He was just a menace. Like, I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of film on Trevor Penning, but like most of his pass reps were just like menacingly like finishes and shit. Like he would throw opposing edge rushers like backwards or something like that. Like it wasn't even like textbook and technical. It was just like a
Like, I gotta be honest.
Insulting the person across from you type of style.
I gotta be honest, you know, like, it definitely feels like Mickey Loomis is still riding the coattails of 2017. And, you know, that Trevor Penning pick definitely made me raise an eyebrow because I was like, really? From North Iowa? Are you kidding me? Like,
It wasn't the North Iowa that got me, because there's like, I know a good bit
you
of
don't-
success stories from people who don't even go to college, like tackle or third Milata, and there's people who play tackle really well from FCS schools and shit like that, but it was just the way he played. Like, he was too angry of a player. Which is fine, you know, being violent is great in churches, but you also gotta, you know, be violent with restraints. Like, it led to so many holding calls in college, which, I mean, if you look at it, that's shit that you can coach out of somebody. But for the longest time, Trevor Penning didn't like listening to people. Like, he had a very big problem understanding.
Which is why he was at UNI, you know, usually getting jobbed by the Cyclones on weekends.
It's just, I feel like if anything, if Mickey Loomis really wants to like atone for his sins, he will trade everyone on that team, but everyone that's like old enough to make an impact, and then just completely rebuild it. Like, legitimately, you need to stop being in the past. You'll never get... I mean, Cam Jordan will still fetch us something. Might not be what he used to be, but Cam Jordan will still fetch us something. Same with Alvin Kamara and Marshawn Lattimore. Like, it's a tough pill to swallow, yeah, but, like, you need to make those decisions if you want to get some sort of resemblance. Because ever since extending Drew Brees, that team has been in a constant state of just complete and utter ass.
Yeah, like, they might have to make some, like, serious decisions. Like, do we save $19 million by moving on from Alvin Kamara? Or, like...
So that's my thing about Mickey Loomis. He's very 50-50, right? So Mickey Loomis has been GM of the Saints since 2002. And if you look back to 2002 and like the years that follow, he did a pretty good job rebuilding the team because they were like dead last in the league for those first 3 years of, you know, his tenure. And then you go out, you find Sean Payton, and then Sean Payton goes out and finds Drew Brees. The thing about Mickey Loomis is he's best when he doesn't have to do it all. And when he has a coach that is like willing to, or not willing to, but is able to make a lot of the decisions most GMs would like to do. So like Sean Payton, he was pretty damn good at building a roster early on. And then that kind of faded away. He's got a really old school style that's not changing, which I think the game is going to end up passing him up very quickly, very soon.
I think it already has, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but also not really. Like, Sean Payton,
At the very least, he can still get something out of Denver. But offensively, like his offensive style, yeah, it's definitely going, you know, the way of time.
Yeah, by the way, Sean Payton, congratulations on totally baiting the Vikings, bro. Nice job.
You know what? I'm gonna give Bo Nix some slack because I really like Bo Nix. I really like what he's doing, and I think he's got the right guy to succeed. If there's like, I'm gonna be honest, you could put any quarterback in this draft class in Sean Payton's hands, and he's probably gonna make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be honest, he made Russell Wilson work to an extent.
I find that was more Russell Wilson trying to advertise himself because
when I say work, I'm not saying, you know, go out, win the Super Bowl, make the playoffs. He made Russell Wilson...
I think that's more on Wilson trying to play out of his goddamn mind than...
But if you look at 80%, or I'm going to say 95% of the times that Russell Wilson looked any sort of terrible, because he was out of structure.
Well, I think Saints didn't give him more structure, but like they gave him more. That's the only thing that I will say. But I still think that most of this year was just Russell Wilson playing out of his mind because Russell Wilson knew that the Broncos were going to move off of him that year. He knew that before the season started, so it was play well or that's it. Sean Payton's like, play well, don't play well, I don't care.
And I would hope that Mickey Loomis is gonna learn from Dennis Allen, or not Dennis Allen, Joe Lord, fuck. I hope he learns from Sean Payton in a way, because that's a record high cap hit of like how much over the next 2 years? 80 million, I think.
It's I think 70 million this year, and I think it's less than like 20 the next year.
Right, and they still, you know, they're still competing right now.
They're still...
Give me till December, and I will have my final opinion on that, because we know that they're gonna go 5-3 because they play the Panthers. Wait till they play the frickin' Chiefs.
Okay.
Then I need to see them play the Chiefs because they got completely bodied by the Chargers.
Yeah. They destroyed the Jets, right? And when I say destroy the Jets, I know the score was really close. I know the Jets literally lost by a missed field goal. But look at what Aaron Rodgers did that game. Nothing.
Yeah, look what
That's
Bo
Devontae
Nix
Adams
did
now,
nothing.
And again, we've seen a lot of good
That's
from
the thing.
we've seen good things from Bo Nix. It's not that the Broncos are bad. I don't think it's again. I think a final review for the Broncos should be concluded come December.
I mean,
Because-
the thing with the Broncos is, regardless of how ugly it is, regardless of how ugly they might play offensively, it's getting results. And that's something the Broncos haven't had in God knows how long.
I just think that, you know, Sean Payton is dumb and stupid and gay.
Look,
It's
I'm really-
Bountygate. You're mad at Bountygate. That's why.
I'm really good friends with Broncos fans, so I know a lot more about the Broncos than I should. But they completely shut out Baker Mayfield. Like, they put him in a box and, you know, babied him. And then proceeded to do that to Aaron Rodgers the very next week.
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't this supposed to be Saints talk?
Okay, yeah, but this is what I'm trying to get at. Hopefully, Mickey Loomis can learn from the Broncos in a way. And I know that sounds really stupid, but his kicking the can down the road, you could definitely cut some of these guys that have like really big cap hits. Like Russell Wilson's cap hit was 80 million over the next 2 years, including this year. You can cut someone like Derek Carr. You could cut someone like, I don't know, Ramczyk. I don't even know if you can cut Ramczyk at this point. He's pretty much retired.
I think what you could do if you're the Saints is the only way I could see them cutting Carr is if you're saying it's going to be a punt year. And by saying it's going to be a punt year, you're cutting basically anything worth a damn. You're trading anything worth a damn. And then what you're going to do is, you know, it's going to be on Spencer Rattler. Can you do good? Yes or no? If the answer is no, we draft a quarterback. And there's a young man by the name of a Manning that I don't know if he declares for the draft in 2025. He could. Don't think he should. But that's going to be one of the big prizes available in the coming out of college is another Manning.
I think that's a 2026 thing.
I think it's 2026 too, but he can declare for the draft as soon as 2025.
Thing about Mickey Loomis is he's not giving up on Dennis Allen. And I don't understand why. I really don't.
I disagree.
And, you know, they'll do like their same stupid, dumb gymnastics to somehow work, despite currently being $97 million over the cap.
Here's what I think what's gonna happen. I think that Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen are gonna get fired by ownership after this season.
Okay.
I think it's
Now
gonna happen.
I'm gonna tell you why that's not happening. As much as I want it to happen, it literally cannot happen. Legally, it can't. Because Mickey Loomis is in Tom Benson's will. Tom Benson
Oh
is the Saints
my
owner.
god.
Oh my fucking god.
So the only way that Mickey Loomis could be promoted, demoted, or fired is if Gail Benson died.
Oh my fucking god. You're
Do you want to know what I mean by promoted?
To president.
Yeah.
Owner.
Mickey Loomis owns the Saints?
Oh, fuck.
Okay, hold on. Hear me out. Mickey Loomis and Dennis Lasha are two Saints employees right now. They are the two heirs to the Saints and Pelicans once Gail Benson dies.
No.
Look it up.
Oh
Look it up.
my
That is
god.
wild.
Like,
That is
so-
But-
wild.
It's not all bad because if
It's
Mickey
not all
Loomis
bad.
gets promoted, hear me out. If Mickey Loomis gets promoted, he's no longer GM.
He's the
Yeah, but then
owner,
he
dude.
Gail
That's like
Benson's
saying
already
that's
a
like
shitty
cutting off
owner.
like cutting off your arm to save a finger. I mean that's like cutting off a leg to save a finger.
So look, Gail Benson is our current owner, and I hate that she's the owner. The only way that we avoid Mickey Loomis becoming owner is if Gail Benson sells the team, which she's not going to. Like, you're a widow, right?
Sex scandal.
Nothing ever came out of that, but I'm not gonna talk any further on that. I get yelled at every 25 seconds because I say something like that, but and you can probably guess by who.
Me.
But that's the only way that we can avoid Mickey Loomis becoming eventual president and / board owner of the Saints is if Gail sells the team before she dies. She won't because she's a widow.
That's
the thing.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
okay, so it's clear as hell. It's clear as hell Loomis isn't going anywhere because, well, having known that now, and also the fact that, you know, it seems, well, he's been there so long, he's basically, I mean, the way I see it, like, even though he's technically, you know, not like, technically this, the fact of the matter is he's been there so long where I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if he was truly like running like the daily operation. He might as well be the owner. He might as well be the owner.
He is. He pretty much is.
Yeah, he's kind of.
But
Anybody else getting Jerry Jones vibes from this?
No.
okay, so he's Jerry Jones.
Jerry
who got
Jones
the
doesn't give a
billionaire in that
fuck
way.
about his team. The
He
Saints
does.
at
He
least give a
no.
fuck.
The problem with
Okay,
Jerry
so-
Jones is he cares too much. But anyways,
The thing about Mickey Loomis is I don't think he's all bad. I just think he's very stubborn in a way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, we're gonna make Dennis Allen work. He will stay here until he works. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens because if you look back, he came in 2002, Mickey did, and he had 3 straight years of like terrible years, and he didn't get fired. But then he brings Sean Payton in, and things, you know, magically heal.
Yeah.
I don't know if he didn't get fired because of Katrina, because, you know, 2005 was a terrible year for the state in general. Like, they had to practice at, I can't remember what Drew Brees was saying yesterday.
I do remember that they had to play a few games at the Alamo Dome and
Yeah,
a few
and they
more
had to
at
practice.
the
They had
LSU
training
Tiger
camp.
games.
No, I can't remember what he said. I'd have to go back and watch it, but they had training camps in a completely different area. I think it's like a fucking community college or a high school or something like that. I can't remember. I don't even know where I'm going with this. Pretty much what I'm saying is I don't think Mickey Loomis is all bad. I just really don't think his old school, like, his philosophy hasn't changed.
So you're saying he's a good guy, but the game has just kind of passed him by and is not stopping
In a way,
him passing him by.
he's not trying to learn the difference. Like, in a way, he is. You know, he brought in Clint Kubiak after, you know, the 49ers tenure because he wanted a modernized offense. Which, in a way, it's a modernized offense. We have, like, pretty sure we have the most pre-snap motion in the entire league compared to last year, which we didn't have any. You know, he's trying to modernize his team, just in the wrong way.
Yeah. Now, I will say, regarding, like, you know, the coaching staff and all of that, because I can give Kubiak a bit of a pass, because it's like, yeah, I will say, the Eagles game, because I got to watch that Eagles-Saints game, I got to watch that here in Vegas, and yeah, that was a yikes of a game right there. Yikes. Quite the game it was, but I can at least say, okay, there's like so many injuries on this offense to the point where I could basically call, like, the Saints wide receiver core right now is basically a practice squad. Those are practice squad wide receivers. So it's like I can give them a bit of a pass.
Started at wide receiver. It is actually over the Saints.
I can give him a bit of a pass, but
You
like,
say something about Bub Means.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
He did say
Alright.
Bug means.
Respect bug memes, alright? Bug memes is at least fun. Yeah, say that.
Didn't that
Outside of Bob, yeah, a lot of those guys, they're gonna be having the Rock knocking at their door real soon for the XFL, or UFL, I mean. But like, at least with that, I can see that. Now, the defense, on the other hand, you know, the thing that one's supposed to be good at.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I said for the longest time, you could probably find a point where I said it in the last time I was here. I said, I'll give Dennis Allen his credit. He knows how to coach defense. Not anymore. I take it back.
Oh, so he touched you in that way too.
Yeah, he touched my inner feelings. Yeah, I thought he could coach defense, and you know what? The defense is the healthiest of our squad.
How
And
sad
the
is that?
And it's the deepest of our squad too, if you think about it. I'm gonna pull up the last injury report. But
Oh, that explains everything. Guess who your defensive coordinator is?
Joe Woods,
Yeah, Joe Woods, the most hated defensive coordinator in all of Cleveland.
Yeah, I know. And that was also a stupid hire by Dennis Allen, which is a lot of the reason I have a fire Dennis Allen petition going on right now. But let me find this last injury report and I'll explain how like Dennis Allen is still getting gifted a lot of things. So inactive for last night was Derek Carr, he's an offense, obviously. Casey Miller, Chris Olave, all offensive guys. Pete Werner, defensive guy. Jordan Mims, who was inactive because Kendra Miller came back. Colin Saunders, which is the probably first like main, I would say, not game changer, but you know,
real quick, Caitlin Saunders went to my local university.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whistle and Leatherneck.
Yeah. He's also on the Chiefs as well.
So I'm gonna list the entire one real quick. And the statuses, and I'll tell you why Dennis Allen's basically getting gifted at this point. So, Willie Gay, full practice the entire week. Carl Granderson, full practice the entire week, except for Monday. Tyron Matthew, full practice the entire week. Bub Means, Cedric Wilson, they're offensive guys, doesn't matter. JT Gray, special teams guy, but still, safely limited all week, but he played. Nathan Shepard, groin limited all week, but he played. Peyton Turner, limited all week, but he played. And then Colin Saunders back at the end of the week, he was out. And then Pete Werner. So I would arguably say the two deepest positions on the Saints are the cornerbacks and the linebackers, right? So for linebackers, we got Demario Davis, Pete Werner, Willie Gay, Jalen Ford, and Anthony Orji all on the roster, on the active roster. So we had 4 active linebackers yesterday, and Willie Gay, which, let's be honest, Willie Gay is a starting linebacker in the NFL, right? Can we agree on that in terms of skill?
And also,
Yeah. I mean,
he
he's good
gay,
enough.
ha 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 ha.
Well, he had his pretty much a good starting linebacking core yesterday, and he had all of his corners and pretty much his entire defensive line, which is really deep as well for a defensive tackle. You know, outside of Colin Saunders, there's Brian Brzee, who is really good, who should be starting in the first place. He's not, and he got gifted a starting opportunity yesterday. He was the only guy, I think, that got any sort of pressure from us. Now I know I looked at a stat this morning and said we got no QB hits at all on Bo Nix, but I believe Brian Brzee is the only guy who got any sort of good pressure. That wasn't a defensive back. That was blitzing.
A defensive what now?
Defensive back that was blitzing. It was hard to say.
I know, but you said
Yeah, I tried to move past that and hope no one noticed. You know what I meant though.
We keep receipts here on the Sickcos.
Yeah,
Alright,
We're
racist.
we're putting it in the Twitter threads right now.
The defensive
You're-
back
you're-
that was
You're
glitching.
canceled, kiddo. You're canceled.
Oh, I can't win. I can't win. I'm 0-5 in the last 5 weeks. And I'm about to make it 0-6 with this comment.
Oh wow, you. Oh wait, are you in fantasy? I know you're not in our league, but are you in fantasy?
Technology is truly
Yeah.
extraordinary.
How's your teams going? If I gotta ask.
Careful.
I'm doing pretty good. I think.
is great.
Let me see.
I was gonna say, sadly we cannot laugh at his fantasy games.
But yeah, Dennis Allen's getting gifted all this like nice success with health. Like, Marshawn Lattimore up until the third quarter was healthy. Paulson gave up until the third quarter was healthy. But still, you allowed 24 points before both of them were gone,
Feeling more powerful?
or 23 points, or something like that. But even then, you're still really deep at corner. You have Corey McKinstry coming in after that.
Oh,
He's not
yeah.
gonna
Why is he starting? Like, he was the first round pick. What?
have to do it.
Yeah, why isn't he starting?
I've got you in my sights.
He has to.
Well, I get
He
that.
lost a broken femur.
Right, yeah. Of course, also prayers up to Debo, but like, why wasn't he before?
He was a second round pick, and I think it was just an insurance policy in case Marshawn Lattimore got traded.
Right, yeah, but like, he should have been like a first round pick. Like,
He
at the
wasn't,
start
though.
of the season.
That's the thing.
Who's
I
the
don't
first-
know why he wasn't, but he wasn't. And we traded up with everyone in this call's favorite team, the Green Bay Packers.
I mean, actually, yeah, we all not a super huge Packers.
Fuck the Packers.
But, I mean, it could be worse. You could just be the Panthers.
That's true, but on our current trajectory, we might end up being the fucking Panthers.
As victors.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You do know, like, Gail Benson's already like bottom 3 owner in the league, and God forbid she actually no. Do I want to go there?
Go there. Go
I
there.
mean, obviously,
It's all about the
obviously,
Sickcos.
God don't forbid she die. God don't forbid that, right? Or do. I don't know what's worse. Gail Benson living and being our owner, or Gail Benson dying and Mickey Loomis being our owner. I don't know. You tell me.
That sounds like a real, like, shit situation, not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah. We're dude.
the worst game
It's
of
one of those
Catch-22.
situations. It's one of those situations where you move forward and you're fucking your mom, and you move backward and your dad's fucking you. It's one of those situations.
Wow.
What the What?
Okay, I've never heard this joke before.
wait, I have.
No,
Alright.
no, I have not. But I'm glad you.
Okay,
said it.
I'll explain it. You're-
It's
alright.
we get
in
the
great
joke.
detail.
We get the joke. We
Okay,
get the meaning of it.
yeah.
Holy
Point is,
I've never heard that before.
okay, if you can find me any other analogy that's really good for that situation, retribution. But if not, I'm sticking with that.
I mean, there's a better analogy for sure. I mean, you're stuck in a situation where you're either forced to cut off the time bomb or explode the time bomb. Regardless, you're dying.
Okay, well, either way,
A rock in a
Gail
hard
Benson.
place.
I got Gail Benson as my current owner. God forbid, or don't, she died. Mickey Loomis is the next man up, in a way. Right, so
there are
we're-
ways to address this without fucking your mom.
Okay, that was the biggest thing that came to my mind. I'm sorry.
Look,
Right.
no, this is comedy. You're gonna make an Untitled Sickos video out of
Oh,
this.
God.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see.
Good.
I mean,
Look,
we're gonna
man,
when
look,
we
this
when
is
we
what happens.
when we finish
Look,
the
this
stream, I'm
is-
gonna have
this
I have an idea for it that I think it's really funny.
Alright, here. You're 4 inches deep in a heroin needle, and a heroin needle is 4 inches deep in you. Which way are you going?
Oh my god. He's
go.
doubling down.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
You know
Content's
what?
content,
I'll-
baby.
You know what? I'll fuck my mom. Fine.
Crazy.
Hope you don't live with your mom and you just said that.
He
Oh,
doesn't
bitch.
anymore.
I moved out.
I was gonna
Thank
say, I don't
God.
know how old
Thank
everyone
God you're
is
not
and what your
Zach Wilson.
situations are, but yeah, that's my.
Zach,
That's,
whoa, we just got a new commenter. Zach Wilson?
Yo, that's
I'm going-
crazy.
I'm going back. I'm going.
He just subscribed with
I knew we'd get 65 subs somehow.
that's my prognosis on this. We're fucked either way. We have a shit GM and a shit owner, and I'm gonna be honest. If Gail Benson dies, we're gonna be in the same spot, except Mickey Loomis is gonna be the owner.
I'm excited. It looks really good.
But
I don't even remember what I was
Oedipus
saying.
complex aside, I think this is a very long-winded rant.
Yeah,
Just
I
say
keep
the
getting
Saints are in a
sidetracked.
very bad place right now.
Yeah, and you know what? They would be in a bad place regardless of who's there, but like, it would be a much better place without Dennis Allen. Because what hope has Dennis Allen given any of us?
He's
mean-
given me hope in that, you know, if a mediocre white man can become a head coach of the New Orleans Saints, I can do anything I want in life.
Oh yeah, just like the way if a fucking drug addict can go to rehab, you can go to fucking university. You can go to Harvard at that point, right? Like,
Look, I'm just saying. If Dennis Allen can still be a head coach, then the lowest IQ person you know can graduate Harvard with honor roll.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, his
God.
name
I
is
saw a
Ryan
stat.
Fitzpatrick.
I saw a stat before I came on here. So Dennis Allen is 26-51 in his career,
Out.
and he's played 77 games. And out of the 77 games he's played, with everyone who's ever played 77 games, there's 147 NFL coaches who've worked 77 games. Anyone want to take a shot and tell me where Dennis Allen ranks out of those 147?
145.
146.
100.
You were really close.
Dead last.
143rd. And
Oh, I was close. Cause
Now-
like you're not like, cause there's no one that's really like as bad as Hugh Jackson was, or Hugh. Yeah. No.
Hugh Jackson didn't coach that many games, believe it or not.
Actually, yeah, who is below Dennis Allen? Genuine question.
All right, well, let's look up NFL head coach win percentages of all time. And let's see who has 77 games under their belt. So, Dennis Allen, if I can find him here.
Scroll all the way to the bottom.
Well, I scroll all the way to the bottom and it doesn't. NFL head coach. This, okay.
Even
here's our
Pro Football
really long
Reference
list.
is saying this is a bad idea. Do not.
No, I was on Wikipedia. Wikipedia only went 100. Okay. So 77 games. Let's filter this way. Let's filter through games. Let's go to 77. So Dennis Allen is 147th in total games. Coached in the NFL. The people who have worse winning percentages are Joe Bugle.
Joe Bugle?
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
No.
All right.
Oh, that explains it. He was the head coach for the Phoenix Cardinals in the 90s. And yeah. And coached
All right.
the Oakland Raiders in 97.
You're gonna recognize this name. I know you will. Romeo Crennel.
Ooh.
Damn.
Alright. Marion Campbell.
No
Marion
idea.
Campbell. Why does that sound kind of familiar? Let me Google Marion.
John McKay.
Oh, John McKay. Ouch.
There's not very many more, but sure there is at the same time.
Oh, Marion Campbell. He coached the Atlanta Falcons twice.
Oh yeah, that's like early Falcons history
That makes
where they
sense.
got a coach where they had wasn't he like the first coach of the Falcons, and then they're like, ah, fuck it, let's bring him back.
Yeah, he coached from 74 to 76, and then again from 87 to 89.
Because nobody
Okay,
wanted to coach the Falcons.
This stat might be wrong. Denison might be the third worst coach ever with 77 games.
Wow. Crazy that we're finding so few people, who are worse than Dennis Allen in that stretch.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
that Dennis
so-
Allen still's been getting a job.
Not to mention, I feel like I've said this a billion times, like on Twitter, and I've probably even said it a couple times on here. Dennis Allen was 8-28 as a head coach whenever he got hired here. And I can understand why they hired him, because he was an in-house guy. And he had been under Sean Payton for 6 years, I think. And he was coaching top 5 defenses at the time. I can see the reasonability behind that hire. But at the same time, 8-28 as a head coach, that doesn't raise any red flags at all.
None at all.
Like,
I mean,
and honestly, in the first season, it became pretty apparent that, yeah, this is, this definitely looks like the kind of head coach that was 8-28 entering this season.
All right. Here's another funny stat. In win percentage overall, doesn't matter how many games, Dennis Allen is the 18th worst in history.
Ooh.
who's worse?
You want to know how many NFL head coaches that they have on this list?
How many?
201.
Ooh.
Buddy isn't even in the 10th percentile.
Oh,
Man.
I can name
Oh yeah, I
Technically-
recognize some of these names. I recognize them.
I can technically name.
what list is this?
This is Pro Football References, like coaching history.
Could you send a link, please? I want
Yeah.
to take a look at this.
I got you. This is what I'm talking about. Dennis Allen, by win percentage, is the 18th worst coach in NFL history.
All right.
Wow.
But Mickey Loomis wants you to think, and Mickey Loomis is like, "Hey guys, look past the results. That's what good organizations
Think
do. We
about
look
what
past
he-
the results."
Think about what he brings to the culture.
Oh,
What
God.
culture? What culture is he bringing?
And-
The only way you could fill up the Superdome is if Drew Brees is being honored at halftime. What happens at the end of halftime? Taken over by the Broncos fans.
You want to
It
know
wasn't
what?
even the fourth quarter.
You know who the Saints need to hire? Jay Gruden.
No.
I don't want any Gruden. Look,
Yeah, let's
we're
take a look at some of these names that are, the 17 that are worse than our good friend Dennis Allen. We got Romeo Crennel, John McKay, Mike Nolan. Do you remember that disastrous tenure with the 49ers? Bill Austin. Which, if you're like, who? like I am.
Exactly.
Well, my
That's all you
guy,
need to say. Who?
Bill Austin, he coached the Washington Redacteds in 1970, and he also coached the Steelers before they were good. We also have Bill McPeak, who no.
I want to say a
Harlan-
terrible punny joke with that.
Harlan Spare, who got 74 games. Daryl Rogers.
Ranger.
Marion Campbell, which we talked about. Joe Bugle. Dave McGinnis. If that name sounds familiar. Why would it sound familiar?
It sounds familiar. Hold on, let me click his name real quick. Coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
And then he spent the rest of his career as one of Jeff Fisher's cronies. Then we got Pat Shermer.
Everyone's favorite.
Oh my God, Pat Shermer.
He was a
Pat
defense-
Shermer,
he
give
was
you
a
a heart
defense-
murmur.
He was a decent offensive coordinator, I'll say that much.
Two young quarterbacks couldn't mold them. Pat Shermer, I remember Pat Shermer's the guy that was not even interested in developing Drew Lock.
I remember him mostly for, being the offensive mind behind Case Keenum in 2017.
True.
Who else? A guy by the name of Jimmy Felon?
Yeah, how about this next one, though?
David Shula. Ooh. Oh, man.
Shula. Ooh.
We also got Gus Bradley.
Oh, Gus Bradley's the worst.
No, he's only the fourth worst. According to this list, he's the fourth worst. No fun, bro. Gus Boss. Gus Boss. Number 3, we got Steve Spagnuolo, which
This is shocking.
I
It's very
remember.
shocking.
No, it is not shocking if you saw his tenure in St. Louis. He was
Well,
awful as a head
I,
coach.
I became an NFL fan in 2017, 16, so not really.
Like, I am
Yeah.
shocked that he actually won a Super Bowl with the New York Giants and has won several with the Kansas City Chiefs. Like,
As I said,
I'll
perfect example of someone who can be a great coordinator but can't coach for shit.
yeah,
This episode's about another one of those people who can't do it.
yeah,
Yep.
he's because he can do defense, but all of a sudden you put him next to Sam Bradford, and it's like, well, shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. A Mickey Loomis hire would be Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
True.
Oh,
And then number 2, Hugh Jackson, baby. You want to talk about a guy who overstayed his welcome? There you go. Fucking Hugh Jackson. The guy who went 0-16 and then was still not fired. And at number 1, the only guy to have a sub 200 record in head coaching, Burt Bell, who boasts a 10-46 record.
if Dennis Allen never won another game, what would it take him to get to sub 200?
Oh my!
Wait. Bobby Petrino or fucking Urban Meyer wasn't mentioned.
Josh McDaniels wasn't mentioned.
Okay,
No,
so the
McDaniels
thing
is at number
about that is,
29. Josh McDaniels
I
is at number
think-
29. By the way, Spencer, I hope you see who's at number 37.
I think it is, I think it's only based off of a certain game threshold.
Yeah, it probably is.
Because I haven't seen anyone
Fair.
like on here under 20, under
Right,
30
but-
even.
But still, I saw
Oh, no, never
Leslie
mind.
Frazier.
There's a
I
bunch
saw
of people.
Leslie-
One.
I saw Leslie Frazier, you know, and I immediately like did that fucking flapjack scream.
Shout out to shout out to Jeff Ulbrich. Ulbrich? No, not Jeff Ulbrich. Hold on, give me 1 second. Shout out to Tom Scott and Fred Bruni for being the winningest coaches and or not winningest, but the highest winning percentage in NFL history with a whopping 1.000. Because they went 1-0 and I guess fucking quit or something. God. What happened there? I'm gonna look that up. But yeah. What the? Alright, let's see what happened to Tom Scott.
We've got this.
The Brooklyn Dodgers. Anyone know what happened with the Brooklyn Dodgers?
They became the
They-
LA
they
Dodgers,
don't-
LOL.
I mean, they're probably just one of those teams that got defunct early.
Brother, did he get fired after one game after winning? He
Wild.
won. He coached one game.
Wasn't that
What
wasn't that with
happened
the Rangers that the guy they went through 3 managers in 1 year and one of them quit after a game?
there? Damn, I gotta look this up. Tom Scott. Sure, it's gonna give me a fucking dealership manager. Nope, YouTuber and web developer.
Yeah, you never heard of Tom Scott, the YouTuber?
Fuck no, I haven't.
He's like,
Oh,
he's
fuck
the guy
happened to
that's
this
like,
guy?
Let's get back to it.
he's kind of like, he had a series on YouTube for like 10 years where he just did shit.
Oh yeah, like it was a new video wasn't like a new video every day, and it's like hi.
Every like Monday. Yeah, and he was like on here at one of the first ever miniature nuclear reactors.
He was a co-head coach with Cliff Battles and Mal Stevens.
Yeah, there's something weird going on with this list. I'm not seeing Kevin O'Connell on here.
I have to like filter it in a certain way. I don't know. Look, point is, Dennis Allen is one of the bottom. I'll say 20 because there's a lot of coaches in NFL history. Bottom 20 NFL coaches in history.
Right. You said it, Luke. You said it.
Thanks.
He's bottom 5 in people that have played at least 77 games in win percentage. Like, he's terrible, and I could sit here all night, you know? We could do the Untitled Sickcos Project 24 hours of shitting on Dennis Allen, and I could go and have more material. I'm like a comedian today. But, like, Dennis Allen is just not going to succeed anywhere. I don't care who he learns from. It's kind of like Spagnola in a way. Like, I don't know if he can learn from somebody and become a good head coach.
No.
It's like Saleh. Robert Saleh, I thought, you know, for the longest time he was getting defended because he was a Shanahan product and, you know, his starting quarterbacks are getting injured and all that. But it's just, if you can't learn, you're not going to be able to, you know, advance. And I'm sure he's a great defensive coordinator. I'm like 95% sure that he could go be a successful defense coordinator anywhere he wants to. But he's just not a head coach.
Yeah.
And I'm
that's
talking about both Saleh and Dennis Allen.
great. I agree.
This is the tale of Junkins.
But,
Yeah, I'm sure Dennis Allen is gonna look great when he is Denver.
He will look really good as a senior defensive assistant for the Denver Broncos.
By the way, random question. Has anybody heard from Adam Gase in a while?
Nope.
No, I
Except for that
haven't.
list.
It's crazy. He got fired, and nobody's heard from him in 5
He's coaching
years.
high school. He's coaching high school.
Oh yeah, no
That's
one's
what I
gonna hear anything if he's coaching high school.
That's the one thing I do know is he's coaching a high school right now.
It just felt like he completely fell off the face of the earth after 2019.
Also,
I mean, I
quick
just
question.
love when I just love when he ran when these coaches that fell off and like had really bad tenures, they just randomly show up elsewhere. Like Adam Gase is in coaching high school and all of that. Like I love how like Joe Judge is at Ole Miss right now.
Yeah, this is gonna be a KTO video in about 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
B.O.B. is a
oh my
head
God,
coach at Boston College. He's doing interesting.
Bill O'Brien?
Bill O'Brien,
yeah.
head coach at
yeah.
Boston College.
Oh my God, Adam Gase isn't even the head coach at a high school. He's the offensive coordinator for Lincoln High School in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I could go on for hours about how fucking Boston College fucked up by hiring Bill O'Brien, but
They almost beat. They were in my top 25 at one point.
they
Well, that's
were
'cause
also
they beat
in the
Florida
actual
State.
top 25
Yeah.
at one point.
Bothersome.
But I mean, look at where Florida State's at right now.
Yeah, that is
It's
to be
bad.
said.
What, 1 and
Florida
4?
State is just a fucking joke. They lost
they're 1
to
and 6.
Duke for the first time ever.
They're 1-6. You understand that Florida State is the first team in college football to not be bowl eligible?
They have to be 1-7 to not be bowl eligible.
Yeah, but
Okay,
still,
they play
like, you
fucking
get the
Miami
point.
next week. You wanna?
Yeah, you get the point though. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
FSU
I
is
understand. They're gonna lose to
higher
Miami,
fire.
so.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's not a single team in college football worse than Florida State right now.
We are going to need a part 2 on Untitled Seminoles project.
Look, all I'm
By
gonna
the way-
say is, if we're doing college football, all I'm gonna say is I would love to see a game between Florida State and Purdue. That is gonna be a masterclass if that ever happens.
Oh my
No,
God!
no,
I need that in my soul, man. I need that in my soul. That is just a garbage game, and I want that to be like
me to pray for you.
prime
Because I'm a
time,
Louisville fan.
man.
I'm a Louisville
You're a-
fan.
Louisville,
Yeah, and
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you've all heard the Miami ACC ref conspiracy.
I'd say skill issue. Be Miami.
Well,
Here's the thing.
I'm
I
not
hate this
an
argument that
easy-
refs are the reason why you lose.
Yeah, it's not that.
That is the
Miami.
most. That is
You know
such a
what? All right.
shitty
Look,
reason.
here's the thing. Okay, shut up. Here's the thing with Miami. Yes, they have played good football. Yes, they are annoying. I find them very annoying because they are very beatable. It's clear they are beatable. It's
Tell
just they
me
find
with-
ways to win.
Tell me with a straight face that the reason Miami beat California was not because of the referees.
How about you stop? How about they, prevent Miami's 22-point surge? How about you stop that?
They would have if the ref
No,
would've
they would
called
not
blatant
have.
targeting.
You can't sit here with a straight
God.
face. On the last drive,
my
they get the
God.
first play was 75 yards.
Did you not see the targeting before they ended Cal's drive?
That was. Oh my God! No, that was dumb. That was not targeting.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna say,
please
look,
don't
I'm gonna
stop.
say this: if we're giving Penn State
It's
shit,
so-
we need to
it's
give
so
Miami
false.
shit for how they've been doing. because
Exactly. You can
Don't
say
get
that
me
they've
wrong.
been
Don't get me wrong.
waiting a long time to actually get going. 100%. Yes, you can
Don't
say
get me
that.
wrong.
Miami's given up fucking nearly 40 points their last 2 games.
And they're probably going to be in the CFP unless Louisville can do
That's
something.
why
But
you get
Louisville
Cam
couldn't even
Ward.
beat Notre Dame.
Oh,
good.
Speaking of, I can't wait for Florida State Notre Dame this November. It is going to be a fraud bowl for the ages.
I'm gonna be
the
honest.
one game that
God,
DJ
God,
is
everyone's
like-
going so crazy and hectic right now. It is
I'm
wild.
gonna be honest,
here.
though. I'm gonna be honest. Notre Dame, for as funny as the game against Northern, for as much as losing to NIU was funny, they've gotten their shit together. Like, I can't deny
They're a really
that.
good
They've
team.
gotten-
Yeah.
They have gotten their shit together since. And honestly, some of those games, like that win over Texas A&M, looks a lot better seeing what Texas A&M has become. So
Yeah.
gotta give credit to them.
Okay.
It's just, I will say, I would really, really enjoy it though if Notre Dame lost to Georgia Tech tomorrow.
I'm just
Are you
saying.
really?
I'm just
They're
saying.
going to.
Florida State has the chance to do the funniest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
Look,
Well,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna
saying
be
this
honest with
right
you,
now. I'm just saying this right now. If Penn fucking State is like ranked anywhere within the top 10 next week, I'm going to be pissed.
Taegan, they're going to be in the
They're
top 10. They're
third.
number 4, man. They're number
You understand,
4.
I have
They
to
shouldn't
lose.
be. They shouldn't
have to
be.
lose to
I
drop
keep on
out.
saying this every fucking time. But
Okay,
people
who are you?
bitch and
what do
moan
you-
about
I
Iowa being.
understand why they're ugly. I understand it, Taegan. They play ugly ass football and they don't show up to start games. But you want to know something? They're 6-0, and who the hell are you putting over them right now? Like that's the thing.
State!
That's
Iowa State!
Here's the thing. I've watched college football for a really long time, and I've learned the way of the rankings. The only way that you fall from 4 to anywhere outside of the single digits is if you lose.
yeah.
Plain and simple. You could now. You'll lose a couple of spots. So let's say if the game's 35-7, Wisconsin's winning, and you still come back, find a way to win. You'll lose a spot or two, but you're,
You know
you're
what?
not falling
I'll
out
say
of the
it.
top 10.
I mean, the
I'll
only way,
fucking
like, the
say
only
it.
way you don't,
Boise
the only
State
way you
deserves
don't
to be
lose.
top 10.
And that's,
Who does?
actually, that's not that far
That's
off.
not that far
actually
off,
not that
but
far off.
again-
not that far off from being reality, actually. But I'm just gonna say, like, the only way you would fall is if you don't lose, is if, you know, if it's an ugly game like that, or if it's like, you know, you do that against like a I don't know, like a group of 5 or like, you know, like an FBS opponent. God forbid an
Like,
FBS.
so for example, Miami's a perfect example. 2 weeks ago, when they played Cal, they were down 38-21 at the start of the fourth quarter or something like that. They came back to win, but they still lost a spot in the rankings.
Yeah. Like the thing
I
with
will say
Miami
this.
is their offense. I mean, I love watching Cam Ward. I really do. It's just that defense. One of these teams, whoever it might be, whether it's in the ACC or outside of it, is gonna find a way to just completely destroy that defense and
Refs won't be able to save
neutralize.
them one of these times.
Yeah, and Cam Ward won't be able to save them. That's the reality with Miami.
I still think Cam Ward is going to look good in Dolphins teals.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, I will say this as usual. USC should have fucking beat Penn State.
They should have,
they
but they
should've.
didn't.
Why didn't
They
they?
should have, but they didn't. That's the reality. They didn't.
That's
Unfortunately, we live in a world where, you know, like Lincoln Riley exists.
There's actually a really
Yeah, I will say
nice
this though.
point
Look at
that I
all the
heard
fucking
from
teams
Joel
that they've
Pratt
faced
this
so
week.
far.
The
What's
point
that?
that he said was the USC is where Texas was in 2022. They got a lot of young guys on their roster, right? Next year, watch out for USC. They're going to be very good. They're going to be a year older, and if you can retain all those players, they're going to be a very good team. The reason why they lost to Penn State was inexperience. Yes, they
Yeah,
should have
I
won that. Yes,
understand
any
that.
other team,
I
I think,
understand that, but
would've
also, I
won.
mean, that's fair to say. There is inexperience plenty, but also that clock management from Lincoln Riley was atrocious. The end regulation before that interception. That was some horrible clock management right there.
He's such a Raider for that. He is such a Raider for that.
Okay, let me just say this real quick about Penn State. Who have they fucking beaten that is worth
You know who else
it?
that's been said
USC
for?
on the
Michigan for many
road?
years. That's been said
USC
for
on the
Michigan many
road.
years, and look how Michigan's turned out.
What? USC on the road? Congratulations. They barely
It's a
beat
tough
USC.
environment to play in. It's the same reason why Penn State was ranked so high up,
Illinois.
because Texas A&M's a
Yeah.
tough place to play in.
Illinois, I can give you that, but other than that, West Virginia, who has been underachieving all year this year. Next, you have Bowling Green, which, wow, you're beating Bowling Green? I sure fucking hope you would.
Well,
Wow,
here's the
you're
thing. They
beating
they
UCLA?
took a
I
little
sure
dip in the
fucking hope you
rankings because of
would.
those games. But again, you beat
Yeah,
USC
yeah.
on the road. You're going to be playing Oregon pretty
Dude,
soon.
the reason, my brother in Christ, the reason
No,
they're number
here's
3
what's
is
gonna
because
happen.
other teams are losing. It is not that hard.
Yes, Georgia, Alabama, both have not been playing good football. Tennessee, man.
Can I ask a question?
They
that I'm
still
pretty sure no
shouldn't be
one has
higher
the
than.
answer to?
They still shouldn't be
Respect
higher.
Cyclones, damn it!
We
No,
will.
I'm just saying, like
They just
look
win
at-
when they win
look
the
at
Big 12
Penn State's-
championship.
Okay, look at Penn State's last 6: Wisconsin, Ohio State, Washington, Purdue, Minnesota, Maryland. They
What?
have the most fucking easy ass schedule to finish out the season with one of the
not all
easiest
those
schedules
games
to
are
start.
easy. Ohio State is not easy.
How are you telling me Ohio State
Ohio
is
State-
easy?
Wisconsin's getting their shit together. They
No,
have been
Ohio
getting their
State
shit
isn't.
together.
Taegan, most
But Ohio
most
State is
colleges
not
will play
easy.
probably about a few tough games a year, man.
This is the reality of many college football teams.
You
This is
have
the
your
way they
cupcake,
are.
you play a group of 5, you play a team in the Power 4 that you know you can beat, and then you might have 1 or 2 tough games in your conference schedule.
I agree that Penn State can definitely play better than they have, and they should start games better. I think everyone can agree with that, but the reality is they're 6-0. The AP does not care about context. That's the way it's always been. This is just the reality.
Not to mention, Taegan, if Alabama did not lose to Vanderbilt, they'd be in the top 5, right? They easily. If Tennessee didn't lose to Auburn, Arkansas, they would have been in the top. They would have been in the top 5. It's what happens when teams don't win. Other teams benefit. Same thing with Georgia. If Georgia looks stronger, they would still be in the top 5 despite the loss to Alabama.
No, I got a question though.
Sure.
I'm sure I don't even know if anyone here can really answer it because I can't answer it. But if you look at it, look at every I want to say top 10 team that's lost this year, except for Tennessee and Alabama. So when Northern Illinois, which by the way, Northern Illinois versus Vanderbilt. Why did Northern Illinois get ranked immediately after they beat Notre Dame versus Vanderbilt, who absolutely slaughtered?
I still don't get
Alabama's
how
defense?
Vanderbilt's not ranked right now.
Yeah, I don't understand
Because
how
if
they
you look back at it, Northern Illinois just coasted to a win,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Vanderbilt tore Alabama's defense apart.
I think it's because Northern Illinois won in Notre Dame, which I think
that
they
was
took.
probably the reasoning behind
Yeah.
that massive jump, but also I think there was just I also think AP probably just the AP top 25, they definitely drank the NIU Kool-Aid with that. They really drank it.
I think part of it is because, I'm just going to say it, NBC is basically a Notre Dame puppet, and clearly any team that beats Notre Dame is elite because, we can't have our school, being upset by a shitty team. Down our Fighting Irish, no sir.
Yeah,
Well,
it is
NBC owns
bullshit.
the
It is
rights to Notre
bullshit that
Dame games.
It is bullshit that Vandy isn't in the top 25. Granted, I am very happy to see Army and Navy both in the top 25.
Respect the troops.
I like that. I like
Imagine
that.
if Army
I
and
hope they
Navy
both
beat-
maintain their ranked status because Army and Navy in a ranked game where winner could potentially go to the CFP. I mean, what's not to like?
Think about it this way too. If fucking Army and Navy both beat Notre Dame and win the rest of their games, they not only have to play the Army and Navy game, but then they have to play the American Conference Championship game.
Wait, they play against their. Oh yeah, they're in the same conference, right? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
are.
a
Yeah.
point to be made. Likely the winner of the Army Navy Bowl. Very could and again, if they both beating Notre Dame pending, right? I think only one's gonna get in. It's either Army or Navy. But they do make a very strong case. They make a very strong case for each other to make the CFB. At least one of them does. I don't know about the other, but one of them does.
Granted, there is only one thing holding both Army and Navy back. It's that there is a giant blue Bronco standing right in front of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Boise State, as long as Ashton Jinty has legs,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna make it.
I don't even think Ashton. I don't even think that if Ashton Genty lost his legs, they'd still be losing because he'll
No,
fight-
Ashton Jeffrey would have to be hurt in order, I think, for Boise. Because, like, Boise State could still win it, but, like, if there's no Ashton Jeffrey, and, like, say...
Brother, you fucked his name up twice. You fucked his name up twice. You said Jeffrey and then fucking what?
Hey, I'm not
You said
gonna...
Jeffrey and Jenny or something.
He said Ashton Jeffrey twice. I said Jinty.
It's hard playing
Listen,
over.
look,
I mean, it's better.
I
He could have said
understand, man,
Alshon
we-
Jeffrey.
Yeah, look, man, we aren't talking about Alshon Jeffrey here, all right?
Okay, hey, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be
know,
perfect.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I know you're not perfect. You're Canadian.
Hey.
Anywho, I want to say this about this. I felt with like Ashton Jeanty, even if he got both his legs cut off the next day, he'd still find somebody to get on the football field and run for over 150 yards.
I mean, right now, I think the team that I imagine makes a CFP out of the Group 5 is probably Boise State right now.
It should 1000% be.
They should. I mean, UNLV will
will
make
say
it
this,
interesting, I
too.
think.
I mean, wait, hold on. What is the Big 12 considered a G5 or is that a Power 5?
Power 4.
Power 4, yeah.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
Iowa State's in the Iowa State right now.
Iowa State is...
let me tell you something that my dad told me about Iowa State. They are the only program in the country to have a top 10 football team, a top 10 men's basketball team, and a top 10 women's basketball team at the same time. This shit is some of the best college athletics we've seen out of Ames in years.
Well, y'all heard me say I'm a Louisville fan, so you know how my basketball's going. How it's been going.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
But hey, I think we might have something cooking this year. Just saying.
Oh my
I
god.
will say,
Our coach
I
is
will say
gone,
this,
or
though.
our coach is gone. I think we got it.
I think I want to bring this up real quick too, because this has also happened in the college realm. Can we please just like stop giving anyone from Colorado the time of day? Like genuinely.
No, Taegan.
Oh, if I had 95 catches, how crazy would that be?
Okay,
Man,
hold
how about you
on.
get open 95 times, you fucking bitch? I hate the goddamn Colorado.
Taegan, I know
fucking
you
realm.
hate them. Any negative, like again, Deion Sanders made a very good point. Any positive attributes that they have are gonna be, or no one's gonna mention them. But the minute one negative thing is said about them, everybody is going to lose their fucking minds. And I
Well,
am just
maybe
taking
they
it
should
for
stop
what it
being
is.
so
Who is
negative.
one of the two? Taegan, you are extremely negative about Colorado.
Holy shit, you are like
They
one
could
of the
fucking
biggest haters for Colorado, and I mean that like with every like ounce of negativity.
Like, I feel like I have to
possible.
ask you to chill because, oh my good lord.
Look, there's a future Saint playing in the Colorado game tomorrow, and I'll give you a hint: he doesn't play for Colorado.
I mean, the one thing
I'm
that
just
I will
saying this right
again,
now, like do something that's likable. Do something that's likable and put it out.
Taegan,
towards
but
the
this is
media
not
instead of
this is
just-
not the kind of stuff. Athletics isn't something where you do something that's likable. You're asking a
Honestly-
villain to be likable.
I'm honestly, if I'm being real,
Okay,
Travis
so you
Hunter's like
want
the
them,
only likable
you
guy.
want them to be assholes? Because I don't. I don't want Colorado to be assholes. I want them to be likable.
Well, I honestly
Is
like.
Deion Sanders
It's
correct?
again. Then you
Yeah.
gotta look at all the positives that they're doing, and and the only positive you admit that they will do is like Travis Hunter makes a good play. I guess it was kind of cool, but no one's gonna mention that Deion Sanders has changed up his offensive formation to put one tight end to give Shadur Sanders an extra second in the pocket, and it's worked. The fact that without Travis Hunter and J.C. Horn, he made a close game against Kansas State. None of that's getting mentioned. It's, oh, Travis Hunter. And again, let's be honest, Travis Hunter as a two-way player is doing fantastic things. He's done amazing things.
I'm not saying that.
But then again, you're saying like, oh, he's making his case for the Heisman. He wants to win the Heisman. What do you want? It's like, oh, just give it to Ashton Jeffrey. He's making a case for himself.
I don't want him to do that. But
for God's sake, learn his name, you moron!
I know, I am a moron. But
I'm
like,
just saying this right now. I get he's making a case. I 110% do it. But there is a way of doing it in a respectful manner, and then there's a way of doing it in the most disrespectful manner. He is saying, in every sort of way, what Ashton Jeanty is doing right now is unimpressive. The tone that he said it in, and the way that he spoke of himself, and how he spoke of himself,
like, cause like he's also
showing me that he does not that he is only focused on getting him down rather than boosting himself up.
So the way he said it, he said, there's never been someone like him before, and then there's always running backs like Jeanty, which just isn't true both ways, right?
It's neither of it's true.
Of course, running backs are like amazing in college, but there has been two-way players in college, and I believe one of them's actually won the Heisman.
Look, I do feel like hold on. The fame of what Hunter said is, I understand what he was going for. Like, I get what he was trying to say.
He was completely wrong in the way.
Yeah, it did not come out the way you would like to hear it sound. Because yes, I get that, you know, Jeanty. Yes, there's other running backs that have been great, but Jeanty's also putting up numbers in college football that haven't been seen since Barry Sanders was in college football.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and what I'm getting at, I don't think it's quite fair to yell at me for saying you're being too negative when I have valid criticism of a guy being an asshole.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, the point is we're not yelling because you have criticisms, because it's all you have Colorado is criticisms. And it's, again, to the point that I think you missed is that any negative thing that they do is going to be amplified to an unreal degree.
The most rushing yards in a season is Barry Sanders with 2,628. I believe Ashton Jeanty is on pace to absolutely obliterate that.
Oh yeah, Jeanty is putting up numbers that we would put in
college
football.
You're learning.
Since they're just coming out, I have ADD, and I know that.
No, I'm being serious. That
no. There's a difference. I have ADD, and it's hard for me with names. I'm bad with it. I've always been bad. So
I'm trying to be the good guy here, and
moving on, please. Moving on.
God damn it.
So you know, Jeanty, like the numbers that I've seen Jeanty's putting up is numbers that, you know, like say if we were to pick a running back for Road to Glory in any college football games, the numbers that we would put up. And that is incredibly impressive. But we also have a two-way player in Travis Hunter that we haven't seen in a while too. That's the point. They're making two. They both have cases on why they should be the Heisman. Right? And again, can he articulate it better? Absolutely. You want to articulate your points better, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing I believe a lot of people are getting on Travis Hunter about, is because he's acting like there's not been a single person before him to do that, when his head coach is one of them.
Coach Prime.
I was going to say Charles Woodson back in 1998.
Charles Woodson actually won the Heisman?
But like the point is, like, recently, right? We haven't seen it in a while. That's the point that I think Travis Hunter should have made. He's like, hey, I'm doing, and again, I think a lot of people are all focused on Ashton Jeanty right now because, again, he's putting up godlike numbers. But then if you're Travis Hunter, like, hey man, I've been a great two-way player for the Colorado Buffaloes whenever I'm healthy. And I think that's where, in my opinion, I think Travis Hunter loses out in the Heisman because he's not available all the time. And that's the sad part. That's the risk that you take as a two-way player. You increase your chances of injury. Is Travis Hunter still going to go first overall or in the top 5? Absolutely. Could he go number 1? It depends on
in terms of
who's
NFL,
there.
in terms of NFL prospect, Travis Hunter is 100% gonna go before Ashton Ginty. I feel like that's a given, right? I mean, if they both stay at the exact same pace that they're on right now, even if Ashton Ginty becomes the greatest running back in college football history, Travis Hunter's still gonna go before him.
Right. It's just, you know, winning the Heisman it's an honor to win the Heisman.
If you ask me, I still think Ginty's gonna win the Heisman, but I think that Travis Hunter is going to be a finalist for sure.
Both are gonna make an excellent case, and I'd be fine with either or who wins.
Now, see, I would be fine with either, but I can't say any negative things on Ashton Ginty or Travis Hunter because I have a feeling it's gonna bite me in the ass in April.
Yeah, and can I be totally honest about the Travis Hunter situation? I'm not gonna get I'm never gonna be, you know, too hard on a college player, you know, for, you know, using the wrong words and such, because, you know, as much guff as we've given Travis Hunter, he's only 21, and like,
well,
I'm gonna be honest, I was not as nearly as well articulated as I am right now when I was 21, and so I'm willing to extend the olive branch when it comes to, you know, college players being a bit too cocky and such.
And I think the thing that's gonna also help
is it about the age or is it about the current like situation? Because he will probably still be 21 in his first NFL interview, and if he says something like that, same thing.
I think once you get to the NFL, I do hope that he gets somebody that can help him with taking interviews and whatnot.
By the way, let's be honest. He is PR trained in a way.
Yeah, he is.
Like you can't be Travis Hunter and not have some sort of PR training.
I mean,
he'll get it.
He's gotten to learn a bit of it for, you know, many years now. Given like he was very hyped up coming out of high school, 5-star for a reason. The number one prospect.
He went to Div 2 football because of Dion. A 5-star went to Div 2. Which is one thing that I don't think Dion, which I'm not really worried about Dion as a coach, because if you can get 5-star recruits to come to you in a Div 2 school, FCS, that's amazing.
I think like the biggest misconception about Jackson State, they're not Division 2.
Sorry, I meant FCS. Sorry, I meant to say FCS.
It is, however, an HBCU, which is a historically black college and university, which is why it was such a big deal that Deion Sanders decided to coach over there, because it was, you know, he was seen as, you know, putting black universities, you know, in the national presence for the first time and using his cult of personality for good.
And again, that's why he's at Colorado right now. And again, if they look really good, and now it's to the point where you're now at this level, can you coach? And the one adjustment that he has made is you can't ignore it. You can't ignore the slight adjustment by bringing a tight end into his formation has helped Colorado's offense a lot. Shooter's getting sacked a little bit less. He's getting a little bit more pocket time, which is what you want. Out of it. And that is,
if you want to know the progress of Colorado, with, you know, football and all of that. I mean, even though they did lose to Kansas State, I mean, I feel like the game they had against UCF on the road, doing what they went out there, and, you know, seeing Shadur play a great game out there when he's really struggled on the road for a lot of his time, and like a lot of his time since, you know, going to Colorado. I think that was kind of a you know, telltale of, you know, hey, you know, some of the progress that Colorado has made in their second season with Dion.
Yeah. I mean, it is, as much as you rag on, as much as people like to rag on Colorado, you gotta notice that there is a definite difference, and it's definitely helping the team.
Compared to
Oh,
last
yeah, I
year,
mean,
are they a
look, let's be
different team?
honest. Like, as long as you hire someone with any sort of competence, though, there was going to be a difference. They were 1-11 before Dion got
Yeah, they
there.
were horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah,
And
God awful.
as
You
much
could hire
controversy
someone like-
as what they did by getting rid of 75% of the roster, it's, again, they were 1-11. What are you gonna do? Keep them? This is college football is all about winning, and you want to win. So controversy aside, you gotta do what it takes to win, and that's unfortunately what college football is all about.
Let's be honest.
And
though,
I
a
am
lot
more
of
than
those
willing to
players
give-
are gonna leave anyway, because if you think about it, majority of rosters leave when the guys that brought them there aren't there no more.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, Caleb Williams, he would have been perfectly fine if he would have stayed at Oklahoma. But Lincoln Riley went, so did he.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said this for the most part about, like, I think Buffalo has done pretty well this season. I was wrong about them a little bit to begin with. But the fact of the matter
Taegan,
is...
you said they were going to win less than 6 games. We have a bet going on right now.
Yeah,
Listen,
I know, and I'm saying that I was wrong. What
Okay,
more do you
okay. I'm
want from me?
sorry. My apologies. I was I should have waited for.
I wasn't
until
going
that
to...
part. My apologies. I should have waited until you said that part. Sorry.
I think this is starting to get a little too hostile, and we should think about wrapping up pretty soon.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
I think we just gotta change the topic. I think we just gotta change up topics.
Yeah, fuck you, Dennis. This is all your fault.
yeah. Dennis
Yeah.
Allen really meant.
Because I did wanna at least bring this up real quick. Mostly NFL based. It's typical. We need to talk about the Bears, but this time in a more positive light. Kinda, really. And I feel like this can just kind of go for most teams in the NFC North. I am getting real fucking sick and tired of this bullshit argument that everyone's having now. That, oh wow, the Bears aren't doing too good. The Bears are overrated because they've been playing dog shit teams.
Bears are not
And it's
overrated. They're not.
No,
The Bears are
No,
not
no, you
overrated.
are so mean.
No one should be saying the Bears are overrated.
Yeah, you want to know what I say to that? I love hearing people talk about the Bears like they are the first team in the history of football to face bad opponents. I love hearing that. I love genuinely hearing that narrative because it's fucking bullshit, and it's some of the most stupid, overthinking, most dumbest crap that I'm so tired of people, not just the media, but some of the stupid brain-rotting fans that I see on social media in general. I am so tired of these overthinking dumb fucks talking like they know everything, when in reality they don't know diddly fucking shit.
We don't make the litmus test for the Bears was against the Jaguars, and you aced it. You got an S plus.
That was with Caleb was just slinging it to everybody, even his long snapper.
They're the great, excellent ball distribution, right? And again, to compare it against what Caleb Williams did versus Trevor Lawrence, again, I like what Colin said in the week prior. This week versus the Jaguars is the litmus test. And what did I see from it? I see the Bears as a playoff team.
Since we're talking about bad opponents, I gotta say this. I came on here, because I knew we were gonna talk about Dennis Allen, but I knew it wasn't just gonna be Dennis Allen, so I tried to find a way to connect Dennis Allen to everything we're talking about. So last year, 2023, the Saints had the easiest record in NFL history, or the easiest schedule in NFL history.
Wow.
They went 8-9 too. Well, their division. Oh my god, yeah, I see the point.
The NFC South was the worst it's ever been. The worst division in football history.
And then you were just like, I'm gonna give it to Baker Mayfield.
and Mickey Loomis thought it was a great idea to say, hey, you won 9 games, y'all. Let's bring him back one more time.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of stupid.
My thing is this. It's just my thing with it is like, you know, and it's not just the Bears. This is like, for me, I keep this standard for every NFL team in general. Like, I don't care how good or bad your opponent is. The fact of the matter is, did you beat them or did you lose to them? That is reality. And the Bears, after starting off 1-2, have won 3 in a row. They're 4-2. They have the same record as the Commanders right now, who I feel like the Commanders have also played, you know, some opponents that we can see aren't exactly good teams, but I'm not going to rag on the Commanders for that because they've been fun to watch and they've played very well in those games.
And I
Yeah,
like
not
this
to mention too.
I like this game because the Vikings have done nothing but win.
And like my thing is too, I have no issue with like bringing up the fact like, hey, they also haven't played the highest tier opponents because like to an extent does the level of your opponents kind of say how you're gonna look come postseason time? Yes, we've seen the 2020 Steelers. We've seen how a team can just completely fall off a cliff. However, I'm going to say this as well. You also can't say that with a franchise that is just coming off a quarterback that just coming off like a rebuild-ish kind of thing for a quarterback. And it's like, if the Bears make the playoffs this year, their expectations isn't Super Bowl, it's, oh wow, we won a playoff game. Now let's play an actual opponent to see how we do and see what we need to fix during the offseason. And I'm going to start saying this too, just so I can get this out. To the people saying that the Vikings have been playing bad competition, first things first, what are you even talking about? They played the Niners and they played the Texans. What more can you ask from them? They played the Jets, yes. They've played the Giants, yes. They played a Packers team with a Jordan Love coming off an injury, yes. But you want to know something? They won those games, and you can't dog on that. Going off of that as well, I'm also getting real sick and tired of people saying, you know, that like, you know, the Commanders are like so flashy and everything, and it's like, these are the same people that'll turn around and say that the Bears are bad, even though they've played the similar amount of competition. And it's like, it all comes down to this too, and I made a post about this. There are only 5 teams in the NFC this year that have beaten an opponent over 500. Not at 500, but over 500. You want to know who those teams are? They are the Eagles. They are the Eagles. They are the Falcons. They are the Buccaneers. And they're the Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Eagles, Falcons, Buccaneers, Vikings, and oh yeah, Cowboys too. Cowboys too, because they did beat the Steelers.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the Bears is they've also done very nicely making adjustments. Again, Jackson's got a good pass rush, and Justin Fields was fine. Like, teams adjust a lot week to week.
You're right. Like, you're absolutely right. And, you know, the thing is, like, and you bring up, and Taegan brings up, you know, the Commanders-Bears comparison, and that's not the rag on the Commanders. Like, I have all respect for the Commanders and what they've done so far. It's been very impressive, you know, how Daniels has worked, the job Quinn and Kingsbury have done so far. I like what they've done. It's just, it feels hypocritical, and worse, it feels stupid what some of these NFL fans, you know, like to say and just talk stupid, like talk right out of their ass. And the fact of the matter is, the fact that people, and I'm saying this as a Bears fan, the fact that people will say the stupidest crap you will ever hear about teams like the Vikings, because God forbid they don't go out there and play football like Mr. Perfect would, it's annoying. It's really fucking annoying.
See, at least when I talk stupid about football, you know, it's shit like, oh yeah, Caleb Williams totally looks maxed all over the fucking Jaguars. He really mogged on him.
Like, honest question. Do you think people's expectations of what a rookie quarterback should do are tainted because of how they play Madden? And they
No. I think yes, but I think the real answer to that question is I think it's more the fact that it all comes from the fact of the amount of hype each quarterback gets coming out of the draft. Jaden Daniels didn't get that much hype. Bo Nix did not get that much hype. Michael Penix did not get that much hype. JJ McCarthy did get a fair bit of hype. Here's the thing, and here's what my thinking is. Think about the Bears. Think about the Vikings. Both of those teams had rookie quarterbacks who were all in on the hype in the offseason. People were like, JJ McCarthy is going to be able to take over where Kirk Cousins left off, because when Kirk Cousins left, he was playing solid football, and this year the Vikings have an actual quarterback. So basically, Sam Darnold is the stand-in for JJ McCarthy, and you want to know something? Everyone seems to rag on those two teams a hell of a lot because of the fact that, you know, they're not as cool or anything because they had a lot of hype. But people will turn around and say, yo, Bo Nix has looked really good. Oh, Jaden Daniels has looked really good. Because guess what? They didn't get as much hype in the offseason. And it's so annoying.
And
also,
like,
I'm looking at everything right now.
Minnesota.
I also think,
the
well,
thing is,
think
I'm
of it,
looking at
I
everything
think of
right
it,
now.
I think of it more as this, Taegan. I think since, you know, when we see a lot of teams, we know Baltimore's going to be good. We know Kansas City's going to be good. We know Green Bay's going to be good. You know, we have such expectations. And then there's this new kid on the block. And I find it more that, you know, fans, they comb through, like the Bears. They've been traditionally a bad organization. And now here we are, what the Bears have spent the past 2 years building up. They built themselves to be a damn good football team. And I don't think people are used to that yet.
You could argue the same about the Commanders, though.
Same thing, too.
Can I speak? Like, can I not be interrupted, please? Like, I'm really not trying to be that, but, like, I've been interrupted constantly. I haven't been able to finish my point.
Okay, make finish your point, and I think we should wrap it up.
My entire thing is, and this is just a blanketed statement across the entire NFL, I hate that it is week 7 already, and we have substantial evidence on what team it looks like. Like, the Commanders look like they're going to be good. The Niners look like they're probably going to rebound. The Seahawks look like they're probably going to be like, genuinely, it's week 7, and we have so many people who still have the complete fucking brainless mindset of, oh, I think it's really funny to say this, or, oh, I think it's really funny to rile this up. It just makes you look stupid, and it makes you unintelligent. It makes your active existence on the internet makes everyone's day worse. And if that's what you strive for, please seek a psychiatrist or seek a counselor, because clearly someone was not giving you enough attention when you were growing up.
Yeah, you gotta pump the hate brakes.
No, I want to add to that. Hold on, I want to add to that. Just gotta say, because my conclusion from this is that people on the internet are fucking stupid. And personally, there are some people who, you know what? I want to say something about some people at ESPN and Skip Bayless that could get me on an FBI watch list. Let's end it at that.
Skip Bayless is an absolute moron.
I'll make this a little more positive in a way, in a glass half empty, half full kind of way.
Go fuck yourself.
Hold on. Pretty much, I understand what y'all are saying, but to put this in a more positive light, there are people that say, oh, you played shit teams, and then there's people that say you played the easier half of the schedule, let's see how you do in your harder half. You have a hard stretch coming up, a hard test.
Yeah, and we call those people...
positive way to say it.
Yeah, and there's a way positive, there is a smarter way to say everything. But the way the internet is, they are so focused on saying the most dumbass, like, completely ooga booga monkey brained shit imaginable.
There are people
That-
There are people in the Seahawks fan base saying that Geno Smith should be traded. DK Metcalf should be traded. Like and you can even just ask Adain like what he has heard about Niners fans and Sharks fans. Like people who are sports fans on the internet. Like they're the worst. Like I have a Dodgers fan right now that tweets about the Dodgers like Donald Trump tweets about America. Like it is.
So the two teams that we're mainly talking about, right, are the Bears and the Commanders, right? In this situation.
No, we're talking about just the NFL in general and how most fans in this life are just.
I know what you're saying, but I'm trying to like spin it in a way. So people are saying Commanders good, Bears bad, right?
Yeah,
because for what reason?
Yeah,
Just to hate.
it is the epiphany, Esempus or whatever.
Epitome.
It is literally the epitome of put on a shirt and empowering. The Bears are put on a shirt and the Commanders are empowering.
So
there's
the Bears and Commanders play next Sunday.
That's gonna be a good game of football.
The Bears then play the Cardinals and the Patriots. Now, I'm assuming at the end of those 3 games, you would probably be 6-2 or 7-2, 6-3. That's my guess.
Yeah.
The Commanders, they play over their next 3 games, the Bears. And they play the Panthers tomorrow, the Bears, and the Giants. I would assume they're going to be either 6-3, 7-2. Now, this is mainly just for the Bears because I would say that the Commanders don't really have that tough stretch of their schedule until the end of the season. The Bears have a fairly tough stretch after the Giants. Or not after the Giants, what the fuck am I talking about? After the Patriots. Yeah. So you then have Packers who are really good, Vikings who are really good, Lions who are really good, 49ers who are still pretty good. Vikings again, who are really good. Lions, who are really good. You have a very tough stretch after that. I would say the Bears are in a really good place right now.
I'm thinking too, like
to finish it off and prove it instead of just saying they're overrated. To finally put the nail in the coffin on that. See how that stretches.
I think with that 6-game stretch, if the Bears go 3-3, you're making the playoffs.
They don't even need to go 3-3 within that stretch. The NFC is a 9-win playoff conference.
Oh, absolutely.
If they're 7-2 by the end of the Commanders, Cardinals, and Patriots stretch, they need to win 2 of those games, and like you can find ways to win 2 of them. But regardless, this entire thing gets up because I see so much stuff on Twitter, and I see so many people just whine and moan about awards that don't matter, and people say, "Oh, Bears fans are pissed off that they didn't win the Rookie of the Week," and I see so many Bears fans be like, Bears fans are going to be so pissed. And it's like, dude, it's the fucking Pepsi Rookie of the Week Zero Sugar Award. Nobody gives a fuck.
There's 0 chances anybody should care about it anyways.
I'm gonna be honest. I am the like living definition of engagement baiter. You guys who are talking about this right now, you've been engagement baited. You've been engagement baited to hell.
I have
You actually tweet stuff out though, seriously. What's up?
I actually have to stop this for some breaking news. We have posters and a release date for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. December 5th, 2025. Get ready, folks.
I'm just gonna say that my happiness peaked for about 2 seconds because he said breaking news, and I really thought you were gonna say Tom's been fired. I'm not even going to lie to you. I have my Opera browser open. And there. I have Adam Schefter. I have everyone's notifications on. Schefter, fucking Palacero, Rappaport, fucking what's her name? Diana Fucini. And she didn't even break news. Like I got every Saints insider. I got my insider. You know, I kind of have an insider in a way, I guess. Then I got fucking what's it called? I got ML Football, which ML Football can randomly break some fucking.
Why do you have MLF football? They are the worst. They have all the like engagement people that I find are the worst. MLF football's the worst. I've had to fucking mute them because they're just.
Okay, so the thing about ML football. ML football is actually pretty decent when it comes to breaking news. Like, sometimes they're a little bit
Explain your case.
Explain
your
ML
case to the
football is
jury.
faster than Schefter. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I feel like Ari Manilov just does the job. MLF football is just some.
I have Ari too. Yeah, I have Ari too. I have everybody that you can think of.
But yeah, sorry, buddy. Just Five Nights at Freddy's, which I know a certain somebody here cares about.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I love it. I really do.
I think especially when you look at people who are like engagement shitters on Twitter, just ignore them. They're there to say words.
Say just ignore them, but every single one of them's on there.
Because like the more credibility you give them, the fuel that you give them is the reason why they'll keep on doing it. Whereas if you just ignore them,
I agree with that.
Like if you just ignore them and go, okay, if
I'll just mute and block a lot of
Yeah.
them. It's one thing when it's like I do
Oh,
that, and then
damn
like,
it.
they just
Look,
What if I set up fucking my headphones?
you guys are falling into the engagement baiters like way too easy.
Yeah, I know.
I understand
My
that.
thing is, they're so
My thing-
prevalent now.
I just ignore them.
My rage comes from the fact that like it's not just engagement baiters, it's media in general. And yes, I understand that technically I am giving into them, but at the same time, it's rage I want to get off because personally, what I've learned from so many years on the internet is that a lot of people are fucking stupid.
What media are we talking about specifically?
Sports media is just
Every-
in
like,
general.
I need a name.
Yeah,
I
in
need
general,
a name.
it has
like-
the lowest of IQ people.
Let's be
I need a
honest.
name.
I've learned. I've like I've
past
been
1 o'clock,
with
I'm
the
going
sports
to bed.
media
Good night,
world,
everybody.
right? And the thing that I have learned is that there's people whose opinions I respect. I respect everybody's opinion here. That's again, I will take what you guys say more to heart than more like I will say to like your Colin Cowherds, your Stephen A. Smiths, your
Colin Cowherd's an engagement baiter.
he's a master of engagement baiting.
I've
But there,
never
like,
had-
I
when
will
your-
respect
when your
like
main-
30% what he says. You know, it's
So
When your main
Here's the thing about
gimmick is,
Stephen A,
I
though.
never.
the thing
Go
about
ahead.
Stephen A is that he's not an engagement baiter. The people that give him his props are engagement baiters, and he turns it into rationalized engagement baiting in a way. Like,
He's
he'll
doing
make it
out
sound
of
somewhat
irony.
reasonable.
who else?
He tries to make it ironic, and thus everyone thinks that it's cool. Then. Little did they know that irony is just another way to be an engagement baiter.
And like
But
most
my
of his,
entire thing,
most of the regulars that he brings on is like they're telling him, "Colin, you're insane, dude. You're whack." There are people who keep him in check.
The biggest engagement baiter in all of sports media is Nick Wright.
Oh,
no,
I can't
that's
stand
not
Nick
even
Wright.
that's not even true.
I can't
You
stand
say
Nick
that
Wright.
when Skip Bayless exists.
But Skip
Bayless
Bayless
is
is technically retired now.
Yeah, Bayless is
No,
done now.
He's
Bayless
still doing
doesn't even have a
shit.
platform anymore.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, like unless
Thank God for that.
he's not. There's no one that's gonna sign him to a major podcast label. He doesn't have a lot of real respect in the media. He's dude stuff. Dude stuff.
Yeah.
Good
and
for
then-
him.
And I think the lesson
Nick
I
Wright-
think.
No one will ever be as bad as him.
Oh!
Ben Kurt, Kurt is
Starting to
Kurt
become there.
Benkert is just
He was a
Kurt
fellow
Benkert
friend.
just a fellow friend. No,
He was with did a lot of stuff with Tom Grossi.
Yeah, and that's what makes it disappointing seeing how much of a
congratulations.
baiter he's become. That's kind of what
Yeah,
disappointed me about Kurt.
Yeah, that's the thing. He did a lot of good stuff with Tom Grossi. Hitler also hung out with the Americans sometimes.
God. Look, I'm just gonna say, like, my point in general is that, yes, they are baiters, yes, they want the engagement. I mean, the thing is, I don't really give them, like, the engagement on Twitter. It's more just right now where it's like, I just look at it in general, and it's just, it annoys me that this is how, you know, a lot of sports fans are. Like, they just do it for the sake of saying something out of their ass, and it's like, you know, they try to make themselves sound smart and original, when in reality, they just come off as, you know, stupid. And granted, I'm not one, as I said, like, with Twitter and all that, I don't really engage with them. I'll usually either mute them or block them if they're annoying enough. But if any of these engagement baiters, they come into my mentions, I am more than free to tell them a piece of my mind if they are ready to listen to it. Because personally, I think it is a good way to let some annoying anger out of my head sometimes.
And every reply you give them is extra revenue in their pocket.
Oh yeah, well obviously if it's like the freaking blue users, yeah, I mean that's actually not that cool.
I do it. I'm not gonna lie, I have like 9 million
That's the thing though.
It also depends. It also depends on who it is. Because if it's someone like, I don't know, if it's someone like Icyvert, like Icyvert is an annoying, like he's a clout chaser, but I at least understand. Okay, it's Icyvert. Like I understand what he's doing. It's just when I see randos who are just trying to be this, you know, next notable like baiter and all that, it's like, you know, why even bother? Like, why
Well,
even...
not only that too, but like, there's a difference between like an Icyvert and a Pickensburg. An Icyvert is like, he's harmless. What is he going to say that relatively ruins my day? When I see a Pickensburg anywhere, it's like, dude, you take this shit so seriously, like rent is due. Like, please, for the love of God, find something to do productive in your life instead of just constantly being on Twitter.
Yeah, but I think the lesson is taken. I think, you know, there's something for us all to work on is let's not give these guys the engagement that they seek. They don't deserve our time. There's so much other things that we can do, and trying to fall for rage baiting is not one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest lesson.
Just fall for my rage bait.
Or just play along.
Tomorrow, or you know, the next time that Caleb Williams does an interception, I'm gonna engagement bait. Not because I want to, but I just want to see where you guys are progressing through your, you know, what's it called?
Well, good news is you can't do it this week because he doesn't play.
That's what I said next time.
Next time, yeah.
Yeah.
Just so I can see where you guys are progressing through this, you know. Gotta make sure. Gotta make sure you guys are, you know, actually putting these theories to work.
Oh yeah, we gotta make sure we gotta be progressing through it all.
Also, I gotta tell a few people that I'm gonna do that because I will have. By the way, I'm pretty sure you guys know this. 80% of my, or not 80%, but a good decent bit of my following are because of David.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them are Bears fans.
Yeah.
Gotta rebrand, buddy. Welcome to the Navy.
Oh no, believe me, it's weeded its way out in a way, but also at the same time, you know, there's still a lot of people that are his people. So I gotta make sure I let some people know that I'm about to engagement bait. Or not.
Yeah, I mean,
I can have fun with it.
Be funny.
it would be. It would be.
Every scene,
But-
with the way that I do in my engagement baiting goes, I like to have some sort of truth to it. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just
That's,
tw-
that
just
works.
tweet out. Just tweet out if Michigan good, then why Donovan Edwards not playing well?
No, the answer is Michigan good, then why isn't Washington going bowling? That's good bait. That's good bait. That's some good bait right there.
Yep, that is.
That
But,
is some great bait.
Other than that, I feel like we've pretty much covered all of our bases for today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we all need to listen to
we
some
have.
chill Nintendo music to wash all this salt off.
Nintendo would sue you for saying that.
I know. How is Nintendo suing me? I'm saying that we're just gonna put a playlist on YouTube that Nintendo was chill. I'm gonna stop the stream and I'm gonna start the playlist.
Nintendo doesn't like when their fans say their name.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Nintendo, give us free stuff.
Not happening.
Nah, Nintendo.
I'll give you free cease and desist papers. That's about
Yeah.
it.
Although,
Wait, what the?
please,
I just heard a knock at my door, huh? Oh, it's
Oh,
the
shit.
Nintendo Ninja.
let's be real. Nintendo Ninja's got better things to do right now because, yeah, the
Game
Terra
Freak.
Leak. The Terra Leak, oh boy. Yeah.
But that's for another time.
That's for another time. Anyways, we'll see you guys on the next week with
Alright, Dennis Allen, please save me.
with a little less
he's
salt.
90.
If
Till
we
he's
are
90.
if we are more salty, we're gonna be. I'm gonna force everyone to listen to Squilliam, my home dog Squilliam G, and his smooth jazz, just to wash all the salt away. So, yeah. See you guys next week. Also, thanks for thanks for us 64 subscribers. That's been incredible to see. Okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.